You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful...
BTS news today. The sky over Los Angeles that day was unlike any other. Gray clouds rolled silently above the towering buildings of Hollywood. The scent of rain hung thick in the air like a premonition no one could quite put into words. It wasn't just the weather that felt strange. It was the sight of something unusual happening downtown. Two familiar figures caught on camera walking slowly under the overcast sky, dressed in black hoodies and white masks. Not just any celebrities. They were Park Jimin and Jungkook, two names etched into the history of millions of lives around the world. There was no announcement from HYB, no tour schedule, no fan meetings. And yet, at that very moment, the fandom trembled that a local army member who had been waiting for an Uber outside a small cafe near La Brea Avenue happened to capture them on video. The rain had just begun to fall in a light drizzle when the phone's camera focused on the two young men standing under a single umbrella. But they weren't merely standing. They were speaking, whispering, even standing so close that their faces nearly touched. Jimin held the umbrella handle with his left hand, while his right clutched the sleeve of Jungkook's jacket. Jungkook, in turn, didn't look away from the eyes of the person who had always understood him the most. The phone camera caught a moment that felt more like a scene from a romantic movie. No sound, no background music, only the vibration of emotions speaking louder than words. What made the clip go viral wasn't just the physical closeness. It was Jungkook's expression. It wasn't a smile. It wasn't a cry. It was a mixture of pain, hope, and something else, something that had never been seen from him in over a decade in the spotlight. Jimin reached up to touch Jungkook's cheek, then held both his hands, as if trying to calm a storm raging inside the BTS magne. As the rain began to fall harder, Jungkook gave a slow nod, like he was agreeing to something. The next second, both of them disappeared into a narrow alley between two vintage apartment buildings. The camera stopped recording. Were they arguing? Was that a goodbye? Was it a promise? The hashtag Jikook Rain Promise trended at #1 worldwide on Twitter in under an hour. Fans from every corner of the globe began interpreting the moment through theories, fan art, even poetry. But beyond the buzz of social media, one question lingered in the stormy Los Angeles skies. What really happened? 3 days later, an independent Korean media outlet based in the US obtained an exclusive interview with a source from within HYB. The source claimed that Jimin and Jungkook's trip to LA was not part of any official schedule. They had requested special permission, only from their private manager, for what they called a very important personal journey. There was something they needed to resolve, the source said gravely. Something they've been carrying for more than 2 years. That statement sparked a new explosion of speculation. Many armies began retracing every digital breadcrumb of Jikook's interactions since the last time BTS had been fully active before enlistment and their solo endeavors began. They found tiny clues, lingering glances during the Busan concert, subtle smiles backstage at Mama 2022, fragments of conversations in old Weverse live streams that were once brushed off as jokes. One Reddit user even compiled a full chronology of Jimin and Jungkook's interactions over the last 3 years, complete with body language analysis and translated subtext. Many believe there was always something unspoken between them, something held back. And that day, in the rain-soaked streets of Los Angeles, they may have finally found the courage to speak it. But no one was truly prepared when Jungkook finally appeared on Weverse 4 days after the incident. His live stream had no title, no filter, just Jungkook, sitting in the corner of a hotel room with the sound of raindrops tapping against the window. He didn't speak at first. He simply looked at the screen for over 2 minutes. Then, a small chuckle, a long breath. "I feel like I need to be honest with myself," he said at last. That single sentence hit thousands of viewers like a silent storm. Jungkook looked like he was fighting to hold something back, but his voice remained calm, almost flat. "There's so much I never said because I was scared. Scared of losing something. Scared of being misunderstood. But I think, if I don't say it now, I'll regret it forever." He closed his eyes, then opened them again, now glistening. "We met in the rain. Him and I. We talked about everything. About the beginning, about the peak, about the emptiness that followed it. We talked about US." Jungkook never said Jimin's name. He didn't have to. The world already knew. I made a promise that day. Not a big one, but a promise to stop pretending everything's okay when it's not. He looked down. His voice grew smaller, as if speaking only to one person. I know you're watching. He stared into the camera as if looking straight at someone he loved deeply but had ignored for far too long. I'm sorry, and thank you for staying. Even when I tried to leave, you stayed. Even when I hid my tears and fears behind laughter. The stream lasted only 7 minutes. But in those few minutes, the fandom was shaken, not by scandal, not by gossip, but by a confession so deeply human, so sincere, from someone the world had long placed on a pedestal. Since that night, the skies over Los Angeles have been clear again. But in the hearts of armies, the rain between Jimin and Jungkook will never be forgotten. A promise that may never be written into lyrics or made official, but lives forever in silence, in the small smiles during concerts, in the gentle brushes of shoulders as they walk side by side. That a few days later, Jimin finally appeared on his personal Instagram. He posted a single photo, a black umbrella hanging from a small balcony, with a short caption, "A promise is not always spoken out loud. Sometimes it just happens in the rain." And for the first time in a long while, Jungkook left a comment. Just one emoji, but enough to shake the world once more. Cloud with rain, white heart. Will that promise bring them back to the stage together? Or will it mark the beginning of a more personal, freer life away from the spotlight? No one knows for sure. But one thing is certain. The rain in Los Angeles was more than just weather. It was the silent witness of two hearts finally seeing each other without hesitation. And for millions of armies, the secret Jikook promise in the rain will become a new legend. One that lives on through lyrics, through shared memories, and through moments that never truly end.
I'll break your